Ringo TV.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV, Ringo TV Reactions. We are back again, ladies and gentlemen, with another video. You already don't know what it is. Today's topic: never take advice from a single mother. Never. Never take advice from single mothers. You already done know the drill, fam. Let's react to this.
Yeah. So, Roberto, what about you, brother? What do you feel? Do you feel like, single moms have the capability to even give good relationship advice? We're talking about the serious relationship advice, you know? What do you think? If they didn't know their father.
Yeah, I think they can give you some advice. They don't.
See, that's problem number one. Problem number one is we have a black man that believes that a single mom can give great advice about relationships, fam. Serious relationships. This brother believed that a single mom, mind you, can give this great advice, even though she have no relationship, fam. No husband, no long-term success, no father figure in the house, but she can offer up real-world advice. Let's listen in.
Know everything, but they can give some advice, because I think the people that can give you the best advice are people that has a lot of experience in, like, with different partners.
That is funny. He said he believed the people that can give the best advice, mind you, the best, are people that been with multiple partners. So when we think about a single mom, he's basically saying that a woman that been around the block, a woman that slept with multiple men, which turned her into a single mother, that woman is more qualified to listen to than a woman who is in a long-term successful marriage. You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. You heard it from yourself, and this is coming from a grown black man, man. Let's go.
Like, because some people that's been married for 30 years, they can't really relate to being with different type of people either.
What? You see the madness that we got to deal with? This grown man basically said that people that have been married for 30 years, we can't relate to anybody. In other words, you're not supposed to take advice from people who have long-term success. You're supposed to take advice from people that been around the block with multiple people in dysfunctional relationships. You get it? This is the society that we have here. Again, this is a grown man on a platform with a panel with women, right? And this is what he's saying. These are the people in the community that is giving advice, fam. Imagine that. A black man is saying that it's okay to take advice from a single mother because, you know, we really can't listen to someone that's been married for 30 years and have long-term success because they can't relate to us, you know, normal folks that just sleep around, broken relationships, dysfunction. We need to take advice from dysfunctional people. You know, people with failure. You know, people that don't have no results. Yeah, those are the kind of people we got to listen to. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Let's go.
You know, some couples been married for 30 years, been smooth sailing, and they can't really advise you on what happens if this man cheat or have a baby outside of, you know, outside of the marriage.
You see, this is crazy, fam. In other words, a person that have a successful relationship, they don't know what it's like when someone cheat, basically. In other words, people that have been in long-term relationships, they don't know what problems are like because they never had problems, right? For some reason, this guy believed that everybody has perfect relationships. Just because somebody been married for 30 years doesn't mean they haven't been through the good, the bad, and the ugly. See, what a lot of you must understand is that people that have been in long-term relationships actually been through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they stuck it through. You understand? People that been together long-term, it doesn't mean that everything been perfect sailing, never had an issue, and for some odd reason, these people cannot relate to you normal folk. This is crazy to hear this from a man talking like that. Like, that's crazy, fam, but let's go.
Some people just can't relate. And
So you will go to a person who fails at relationships and marriage for
I wouldn't say
successful relationship advice.
See, this is crazy because the brother's asking him like, look, so you would go, talk to somebody that has no success, but you're looking for success in a relationship and you're going to go to them for advice? You really going to do that? Let's listen in.
I wouldn't say that I would go to them before I go to someone with a successful marriage.
You just said that people that have been in long-term marriages 30 years can't relate. But now you're saying you would go to those people with the success first. You can't make this up, people. You really can't. This is why I got to do these reaction videos, because these people don't know what they're talking about, fam. They really don't know what they're talking about. This guy is literally saying that he would go to the person to have the successful relationship first for relationship advice, when he just said that the people that have been in the relationships for 30 years really can't relate. Total contradiction to what he said, fam. Total contradiction.
But there's certain aspects of relationships that...
Aspect. Okay.
Like a 30-year couple really can't speak on because they've only known that partner.
You see the madness that we getting, fam? This guy really believed that a person that been in a relationship for 30 years and have success, mind you, they only known that partner. Right? Notice he's not talking about getting advice from a man. He would rather take the advice from a single mother. But he believed that because a person is in a successful relationship, that they can't offer no advice. So let me get this straight. A woman that's in a marriage long-term, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's been very successful in her relationship. You're telling me that this woman is not qualified to give any advice, basically because she can't relate to nothing because she's only been with her husband. Is that what you're telling me? But you're telling me that a woman that been around the block, slept with every guy in the neighborhood, have kids out of wedlock, right? Because she is not committed to nobody and haven't been in no relationship for 30 years, but she's been in the street for 30 years, that she is actually more qualified to give real world advice about relationships, even though she have no success in relationships. You can't make this up, people. You really can't.
They don't have a lot of experience in everything.
So you're telling me that a woman who is a single mother, because she experienced a lot of D, she's more qualified to give a relationship advice. But a woman who only experienced her husband, being that she's in a relationship and she's successful, she's not really great or qualified to give advice because she haven't had a lot of D. So the goal is really not about having a successful relationship. The goal is how to have a successful relationship in being a thought, right? A successful relationship on how to be a whoremonger male, I guess. In other words, how to be a successful whoremonger male. Is that the type of advice that a single mother can give because she have a lot of experience with a lot of D? Because if you're saying that a woman who is in a 30-year relationship, 30-year marriage, that she don't have no experience with real world issues because she haven't experienced a lot of guys, isn't that the goal, to have a woman that haven't experienced a lot of guys? Like, you can't make this up, fam. You really can't.
They can tell you about their partner, but they can't tell you about the abusive husband, or they can't tell you about the...
So we're trying to have successful relationship, or you want advice on how to abuse women? Because you're not making any sense, fam. Because you're saying that woman can only tell you about her husband, right? Her good husband, mind you, right? Which is something you would want to live up to, right? You would want to be a good husband to a woman. You see what I'm saying? But he's saying that she can't really tell you about an abusive man. That makes sense? That makes no sense at all, fam. If she's in a good relationship and she's not being abused, that's the goal. You would want to listen to a woman that haven't been abused because she know how to avoid abuse. Duh. But it seemed like this brother, he would rather listen to a woman that been through abuse as if though that's going to help her give great advice on relationships when she's still a single mother. How is her advice going to help anybody when she's still single? She still got no man. Her children still have no father figure. How can she help anybody with her abuse situation when she still got no man? This doesn't make sense, fam. Let's go.
The controlling wife. A lot of times they can't tell you about that.
That doesn't make any sense. He's basically saying a woman that's in a great relationship cannot give no advice when it comes to women that are controlling. This is crazy. And you know, the women on the panel, they already done know that this is full of crap. This guy don't know what he's talking about. They know good and well that a woman who is in a successful relationship are the kind of women who give the best advice. But when we look on YouTube, all we see is single mothers and women that are so-called pick-me's out here acting like they got all this advice for women. But when you look at them, they got no husband. And I don't understand that. That's like listening to a man teaching you how to be financially successful when he live in a box on the street. He's telling you, hey guys, I'm going to teach you today how you can make $1 million even though I live in a box. That's crazy.
So,
do you believe they can give you advice on how to be successful in marriage or relationship if they've never experienced it? Because the child doesn't even know the father.
Think about this. He's asking the brother, he's giving him some pushback. Do you think they could give you this advice to have a successful relationship, even though they don't got all of these things, even though they even experience? Can they give this particular advice? Can they? Let's see what the other guy says.
I don't think they can give you advice on successful marriage.
You just said that they can't give you advice on successful marriage, but you just said they can understand you. This doesn't make any sense, fam. You can't make this up. You really can. You can't. He just admitted that they can't really give you advice on successful relationships, but he just finished saying that the woman that's in a successful relationship, that she really can't relate. So then who are you going to get advice to about successful relationships? You can't make this up, fam. This is why our people are on the bottom, fam. They're confused and crazy.
They can give you advice on, depending on what kind of advice you're asking for.
Depending on what advice you're asking for. You're not making no sense, bro. No sense at all. Let's go.
So why would you? I'm just giving you pushback. I'm not attacking you. Okay. Okay. So why would you go? Why would you listen to a woman that the child doesn't know the father?
Why would you listen to a woman that the child don't know a father? Why would you do that, bro? Why would you listen to a woman like that? Let's go.
For relationship advice.
For relationship advice. Why would you go to a woman that have no relationship, no husband, the child is suffering, there's no father figure? Why would you go to her as a grown man, to a woman, mind you, and look for relationship advice? You're trying to get successful, but you're going to her for advice when she got no man.
When she never experienced.
She never experienced a good relationship. She never experienced what it's like to be loved. She never experienced catering to her husband. She never did none of that. The only thing she's been doing is 3 or 4 around the block and had kids out of wedlock. So why are you going to her for advice for success? That makes no sense. Let's go.
A healthy relationship.
She never been in a healthy relationship, but you're going to go to her for advice while just previously saying that a woman that's in a 30-year relationship, successful, you're telling the people that type of woman can't really relate to people in today's day. Because in your mind, you believe because she haven't gone through divorce and haven't gone through abuse that somehow she just don't have the qualifications to teach. Y'all not making no sense, fam. This is why everybody is backwards, man. Y'all need to subscribe to the channel for the realest content on YouTube, man. For real. This ain't no joke, fam.
It depends on what the advice sound like.
It depends what the advice sound like. You tripping, bro.
If it sounds good, I'm going to listen to it.
If it sounds good, you're going to listen to it. Wow.
If it doesn't, then I'm going to move on.
If it doesn't, he's going to move on. This is crazy.
All you can do is listen, so.
Yeah.
This is crazy,
Bird, what about you, brother? What do you feel? Do you feel like, single moms have the capability to even give good relationship advice? We're talking about the serious relationship advice, you know?
Notice he's talking about serious relationship advice here, fam. Serious relationship advice.
What do you think? If they didn't know their father?
Yeah, I think they can give you some advice. they don't know everything, but they can give some advice.
Now notice, before he said that they can't, but now he's saying they could give you some. You can't make this up. Yo. You know what the real issue here? A lot of these guys, they really don't have no marriages. They have no wives. So what happened is they really don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. And this is the problem. You have a lot of men that don't have a wife, but they believe they can go to a woman that's a single mom and get advice.
Because I think the people that can give you the best advice are people that has a lot of experience in like with different partners. Like, cause
notice all of the women were not in their head, fam. That's crazy. The women are not in their head when he said they believe the ones who can give you the best advice are the people who dealt with a lot of people. That's dysfunction. It's almost as if though the women are basically saying, yeah, I've been with a lot of guys, I've been around the block, so therefore I'm more qualified to give advice about relationships, even though I'm a single mom with no husband. You can't make this up, fam. You really can't. Let's go.
Some people that's been married for 30 years, they can't really relate to.
You are literally tripping, bro. Now, how you gonna say out of your mouth that somebody that is married for 30 years can't relate to nobody? You bugging. That's like saying a guy that been in the NBA for 15 years or 10 years or whatever the lifespan of a basketball player is professionally, been in the NBA all this time, right? He been in the NBA all this time, yet you're in college playing basketball and you're telling me that the guy that's in the NBA, in the game, right? He can't relate to you. He's in the NBA, getting rings, getting trophies, right? You're not in the NBA, but you're telling me that that NBA baller cannot relate to you while you're playing college basketball. Let it make sense, fam. Let it make sense.
Being with different type of people either.
So you're telling me that a woman have to be with different type of people in order to give the best relationship advice? So you're telling me that a woman have to be a 304, a single mom, 2-3 kids out of wedlock in order to be the best. She offers the best advice, even though she currently don't got no man.
You know, some couples been married for 30 years, been smooth sailing, and they can't really advise you on what happens if this man cheat or.
Listen, you're not making no sense at all, bro. If somebody have a relationship and it's smooth sailing, that means that they're doing something right. So obviously that's the type of advice you would want to take. Just because somebody have a smooth sailing relationship does not mean they never dealt with difficulty. It never meant that. But for some odd reason, people believe that if your relationship is smooth sailing, that it means that, oh, you don't have no advice and you're just perfect. You never been through nothing. So how can you offer any relationship advice about cheating? How do you know that there was never any infidelity in that relationship? How do you know? Most marriages that been long-term had or experienced infidelity at some point. Yes. The problem is they were able to work through their issues and they remained together. Do you understand me? So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You're tripping. You're basically saying that a woman who is in a long-term successful marriage cannot offer great advice, but you on the same token said that a woman who been with multiple people, that she's more qualified to give advice. That's crazy.
A baby outside of outside of the marriages.
How could she give you advice about a baby outside of the marriage and all other stuff? So what kind of advice you looking for? You're looking for advice from women that just have babies out of wedlock? You're trying to find out what do I need to do as a brother who knocked up a woman that's a wife and I got her pregnant? You know, that's what you're looking for? Because it don't seem like you're looking for successful advice on how to have a successful relationship, fam.
People just can't relate. And
he said that those people cannot relate. This is crazy.
Go to a person who fails at relationships. And
would you go to a person that fails at relationship, fam? Would you do that, fam?
Marriage for
I wouldn't say
successful relationship advice.
I wouldn't say that I would go to them before.
You just said in the beginning that they can offer advice. Now you're saying you wouldn't go before. Which one is it, fam?
I go to someone with a successful marriage, but
You're going to go to a successful person that have a successful marriage, but you just said that those people can't relate. And then you use the famous word, but. You can't make this up, fam.
there's certain aspects of relationships that, like, a 30-year couple really can't speak on because they've only known that partner,
This is crazy.
you know?
This is crazy, fam. He's saying that a 30-year couple cannot speak on these issues because they only known their partner. As if though people that are in successful relationships are living in a cocoon, isolated from the world, never experienced nothing. This is crazy, fam. Let's go.
They don't have a lot of experience in everything.
Wow. This is funny, fam. So a woman that been with a quality man, experienced all sorts of things in life, you're telling me that with all their success, that she never experienced nothing?
Or they can tell you about their partner, but they can't tell you about the abusive husband, or they can't tell you about
So a woman need to be abused? Notice the woman on the top is nodding her head.
the controlling.
See, she been in an abusive marriage or abusive relationship. Those type of women you don't want advice from when it comes to success, because if they had the advice, they wouldn't be getting beat down. Do you understand me? A woman that's in an abusive relationship is not the kind of woman you take advice from, because she's the type of woman that's making bad decisions. Do you understand me? Bad decisions. She first have to have a quality man make good decisions and stop going out here having a bunch of babies from men that ain't no good. Facts.
Wife, a lot of times they can't tell you about that.
He's saying that a wife, a real world wife, cannot give great advice because she don't know nothing. This brother tripping, bro.
So,
Do you believe they can give you advice on how to be successful in marriage or relationship if they've never experienced it? Because the child doesn't even know the father.
Right. The child don't know the father. She never experienced success. How can she give you any sort of advice? And I know a lot of these people be watching my content. I know that because I'm the only one that's been speaking on these type of topics. You know what I mean? I've been speaking on this for a long time, that these so-called single mothers, these so-called single women cannot talk to you about successful relationships when they don't have success. It makes no sense. They're just regurgitating what they heard from somebody else. And that's a fact. If you never experienced successful relationships, how can you speak on it when you don't have it? It makes no sense. You're literally telling everybody that you're only regurgitating what you heard from platforms like mine.
I don't think they can give you advice on successful marriage.
Now he's saying he don't think they could give you advice on successful marriages.
They can give you advice on, depending on what kind of advice you're asking for.
The guy just said advice about successful relationships, successful marriage. What are you talking about, bro? That's the advice you should be looking for.
So why would you? I'm just giving you pushback. I'm not attacking you. Okay. Okay. So why would you go? Why would you listen to a woman that the child doesn't know the father?
Right.
For relationship advice.
Right.
When she never experienced a healthy relationship.
Right.
It depends on what the advice sounds like. If it sounds good, I'm going to listen to it.
Wow.
If it doesn't, then I'm going to move on.
This is sad, fam.
All you can do is listen. So.
Yeah.
This brother must not be listening, fam, because he tripping. See, notice, fam, that's a black man saying that. And you're wondering why a lot of you brothers have no wives and unable to have any sort of success in relationships today. It's because you're trying to take advice from a single mom. And you believe that single women with kids have great advice that you need in order to be successful as a man. This is crazy, fam. And none of you ladies should be taking advice from single mothers either, because they don't have the results. You want results, you go talk to somebody that actually have a family, somebody that's actually successful in their relationship, that been through the ups and downs in lives. Those are the people that can give you real world advice. Anyway, fam, we're going to get up on out of here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell for more content. This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $RingoTV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut.